So, a couple of weeks ago, I made a video on my channel titled, "Which is the best Japanese racing circuit?" Now, that video was before the Japanese Grand Prix in real life at Suzuka, essentially, comparing race circuits in the country and seeing if there's any other viable options as an F1 venue. Next weekend, we're racing at the Circuit of the Americas, and as you know, the US has 3 racetracks currently in F1, and today we're going to test out 4 more. 4 that I think could work in an F1 realm. There's lots of options. The US has so many racetracks, but I've chosen 4 which I think can work really well. Guys, if you're going to enjoy this video, leave a like. Let's try and smash over 1,000 likes. It really does help me out. And also, if you're new and enjoy this type of content, then please sub for daily F1 content, guys. I post, a set of course of videos like this weekly, and also mainly we are very close now, guys, to our 100,000 subs. Literally about 2,500 away. I'd love to get there before the end of the year, so if you want to help me reach that target, I would massively appreciate it. Now, intro out of the way, let's talk about circuit number 1, Watkins Glen, a track which I really enjoy. It feels very natural to drive and is super easy to get on pace. I know it very well from my time on iRacing, so we are going to send it in the AlphaTauri of Daniel Ricciardo and go for a lap here. So I'm going to open DRS on the pit straight as we head down to turn number 1. 4th gear, try to keep it in track limits if possible. Turn 2 completely flat as we start to go uphill. Turn 3 also flat. We're going to stick with the same format as the other video around Japan, so we're going to go for just a quick installation track guide lap, and then we'll go for a push lap. Chicane, track limits, got to be careful. Carry some big speed. And then through the long right, pretty much flat out, using the camber and the wide track. And now we head to the boot section. Quickly down to 4th, then back up to 5th as we have some real nice elevation change around this track. Now the hardest corner on the track, off cambered, uphill, easy to lose the back end. Onto another medium, I'd say length straight, and then hard the brakes into a cambered right. Carry a fair bit of speed there in 4th gear, then on the power briefly as we rejoin the main part of the racetrack. And now just 2 corners to go. Absolutely send it through here. Use the downforce as we go flat through the first one, and then the second one will be just a little downshift and a lift, and back on the gas as we open the DRS up to the line, and it's going to be a 1 minute 19 lap. So let's now go for a push with some engine sound. Let's see how fast we can really send it around here. Right then, job done. Happy with that. That was a good lap. So track 1, job done. We're now going to move on to track number 2. Now we arrive at track number 2, Road Atlanta, a track with so much character, a track I haven't driven in a long time, to the point where I'm going to have to do a little bit of muscle memory finding here to try and remember where to go. But what I do recall of this track, the elevation change is incredible. There's so much just up and down, variety, which makes it a bit of a roller coaster and a very unique circuit. So hopefully we can get a nice clean lap here. And also there's some decently long straights, which of course F1 loves. So that is very much made for the F1 car. It's quite a short lap. That's one thing I have noticed with all these US tracks, they're all quite short. Some of them which didn't make the cut, which were even shorter than this, such as Barber or Mid-Ohio, which I really wanted to do, the laps were like sub 1 minute, so, you know, or there or thereabouts. Either way, I wanted to try some different options, but we could have done this and, you know, spent all day trying different US tracks. So, I'm going to try and do a lap at full speed. I haven't done this track in so long, so I probably am going to get this one wrong. Turn 1 should be, nope, I thought it might have been flat, maybe not. So we'll try that one again. Clearly turn 1 is not flat, so we'll take a little lift and a downshift or two. So down to 6th gear. Forgot about the apex, but that's okay. Over the top of the hill. This first one's a little bit slower, then we can plunge it pretty much flat now for the rest of this sequence. Braking a downshift for this off-cambered left, use all the run-off curve here. That is your friend. Take a breather. 90-degree left followed by a sharper one straight after, which does catch you out. It arrives sooner than you expect, so you have to get the brakes early. Use all the curbing to make the track as wide as possible. This of course is where we've opened DRS and the track is at its widest. It's going to be a flat tap for near enough, about 15 seconds here, so got plenty of time to wait. And now the chicane, use all the curb. Put the right apex there, but that's okay. Oh, we run a bit wider on the exit under the bridge, which will just compromise our lap a little bit. Now across the line we go, and it's a 1 minute 1.5. So I reckon we can get that easily sub a minute. So that will be our sub 1 minute track of the day. Like I said, there was a lot of options with Barber and also Mid-Ohio, but this video could be so long. Also realistically, I feel like Barber, Mid-Ohio aren't as well tailored for F1 car racing as this track, for example. There we go. To be fair, that wasn't as quick as I thought. There's probably obviously some more time in it, but just for the purpose of the video, wanting to get a quick lap on the board. Really good fun though. Honestly, this track is so awesome because there's like blind corners. You can't even see, you know, turn 3 I guess this would be. It's really, really awesome. A really fun track, and the elevation change makes it so enjoyable to drive. Now then, as you can see, we, for track 3, are at Sebring. Now this one is interesting because I believe this was on the F1 calendar a long time ago. I could be wrong. Let me know down below in the comments, but this is now basically a sports car circuit. To be fair, I want to give this a go. I think there's a space for this track, you know, to exist. However, I do feel like it maybe is a bit bumpy and not up to scratch with F1 standards, but it could still be interesting because there are some decent straights which could provide some good racing action, and that is kind of what the aim of this video is, you know, hence why I thought Mid-Ohio and Barber Motorsports Park weren't quite there. It was mainly just corners. I looked at, you know, St. Petersburg, possibly even, you know, thought of putting a street track in there in the form of Long Beach, but I wanted to keep it more open world circuits and just a bit more F1-ish in a way. So these are circuits that I've chosen that I think would work for, you know, these cars. So yeah, we're just going to go through the installation lap. This is actually a bit of a longer lap than some of the other circuits we're going to see today. To be fair, the short ones are already done, they're behind us, so just getting the tyres warmed up. Now this is an interesting circuit. It feels pretty smooth in this mod, to be fair, so you know, it is like some real life, then I'm sure F1 could maybe race here, but let's get into it and let's see how this goes. We've got a nice long back straight here, which also for F1 terms is very nice. You know, they welcome that. But guys, if you enjoyed the video up until this point, then leave a like, and once again, please sub if you're new. But here we go then, through this very unique final corner. I have no idea what line or speed to take. We'll kind of build up our confidence as we go along. But let's get into it then. So, down the pit straight, as we look to start a lap. Down to turn number 1, where to brake. Nobody knows, just follow the white line on the inside and carry the speed. That could be flat, to be fair. Hard on the anchors now as we head into this little technical section, very narrow part of the track. This one tightens up, so easy, don't get caught out. Now DRS open along this kind of curved straight as we then head into the chicane. Braking nice and early just to make sure we don't run deep. Power down on exit as we now head through a sequence of, I'd say, pretty easy going bends into a 90-degree right. A bit hot on the brakes there, but we just get a car stop. Slight overcorrection on exit. Now another 90-degree right approaching. Easy on the exit, and now we head into another sort of S section. This one's a bit more technical than the previous one. Got to try and get it all right. And now really open up this one, which is what they do in sports car racing, to get the run onto the back straight as we open the DRS yet again. Take a breather, and now take your pick. So you go tight, you go wide. Final corner, what sort of speed you carry? Let's see what we can do. Going to go in a little bit earlier this time, a little bit wide on the exit, but you know what, we'll just about hold on to it. A bit of grass there for show. And across the line, a 32.1. Let's make some adjustments and let's see if I can maybe get that into the sub-30s. That would be pretty awesome if I could. Great lap, really fun. Had one small mistake just midway through the lap, little 90-degree right where I missed the apex and locked up on entry, but that was a lot of fun. Really good lap to drive. Turn 1 was perfect. We got really close to the barrier and the exit curb. Sebring's awesome, man. I love this track. Really good. Possibly too bumpy, who knows in real life. You know, the ground effect might have issues with it, but you can see on the pit straight how bumpy it is, but it's a really good track, guys. And I think F1 could have a lot of fun here. And last but certainly not least, Road America. This one I think could be the star of the show and the one that I've been waiting to do. I think F1 cars could quite feasibly race here. A racetrack with decent straights, decent width, good corners, and just generally is more than suited, I think, for F1 cars to race here. Maybe some adjustments have to be done, like all these tracks, you know, to get FIA grade 1, but I think this could be really good, and I'm going to really enjoy this one, I think, with an F1 car. So, let's get to it. This track has a lot of character. Again, lots of elevation change, which is kind of theme of the day, something that I always look out for in race circuits because it adds character and adds depth and adds fun. And it has a bit of everything. It's got long straights, some fast corners, some medium speed corners, also some very slow technical sections, which, you know, are going to test the car in every single way. So, yeah, let's see. This is the corner that I want to see if it's flat or not, which I think it will be, but it might surprise us. Although, yeah, we just about hang on. I'm not sure if that'll be flat in full engine power, but we'll give it a go. Is the kink flat? Yes, it is. And the track just generally has a lot of character. You know, runs through the forest at times, open world at other times, and then this section right here I love. So you come to this heavy braking zone, blind entry the wall on the right so you can't see. Use all the curb on the runoff, and then up the hill, blind corners through the left, which is just about flat, I reckon, if I turn the wheel a bit more. So let's crank the lock on, final corner, and let's get the lap underway. Starting off with a big hill, which is going to probably affect horsepower quite a fair bit. I can't open DRS, so we are locked to DRS being shut right now. So turn one, we'll try in fourth gear, or fifth. Go fifth gear through here. Not bad for the first attempt. Down to turn two, this one probably will be fourth. Fourth gear, there we go. Accelerated down to third. Now onto the back straight. Take a breather. And I spot the braking. With a very heavy braking zone, about just over a 90-degree left coming up. I'm going to brake at 100 meters more or less. Down to third gear, clip your apex, use your run-off curb. Bit of a snap-on oversteer over the hill and then quickly back on the brakes as you're still climbing the hill so the car doesn't want to stop. Through the left into the flat right. Again, using all the curbing as we now head down to another 90-degree left. Downhill braking zone, so easy to lock off front, so you've got to be careful. Again, use the run-off curb, and now let's take a wider entry to get the line better through the triple right-hander, almost the opposite of Istanbul in a way, or Kota, similar to that one. We've got the penultimate corner at the Circuit Americas, or the third from last corner. Now through the forest, through the trees, as we look for another heavy braking zone. Wait for it. Fourth gear through here. That feels about right. And now let's try and take this one flat, so we'll open up the line a lot more. And now turn in. Didn't quite get the apex, but easy flat. Final corner though, we just run it wide. Very tough corner because you're kind of turning and braking at the same time. So this lap won't be fully accurate, but it'll give us an idea of what we're looking at. So for a first lap, a 1 minute 39.7. I reckon we'll trim down the setup and get that down to a sub 35. I think a 134 something, if I can clean it up. So let's get into it and let's go for this one last run. And I think this one might be the best one of the day. But to be fair, Sebring genuinely surprised me how fun it was. Wow. Ooh, better than I thought. It feels so good when you nail a lap or get it very good on a very first attempt when you're pushing flat out. Great track to drive. Honestly, a lot of fun. But guys, let me know which one you enjoyed the most in the comments down below. There we have it. If you enjoyed the video, guys, please do leave a like. It really does help out the video well in the algorithm. Also, comment down below on your favourite of the 4 tracks. Which one do you think is maybe your favourite, but also which one do you think is best suited for Formula 1 racing? Also, If you're new to the channel, guys, please subscribe if you haven't done so already, guys. We're so close to 100k. I really want to get there as soon as possible. As always, a big shout out to the members of the channel for supporting. As always, link down below to all the mods used in this video. And yeah, guys, as always, a big thank you for watching. Check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them, and I'll see you guys in the next one very soon. Until then, take care, and that's goodbye from me.